Oops. Hi, everybody. Boopy doopy doo. Hello, hello. Buenos dias, buenas noches, whatever time of day it might be. We'll make this look a little better. Whoop. I hope that this 60-minute yoga class finds you well. It's December 13th, which I had no idea until I looked at the computer this morning. And that means it's the last week in 2021 that we'll be doing online classes. So I want to extend like the biggest, warmest thank you for watching videos and for practicing with us in 2021. And I want to let you know that after, well, probably starting this week, there's going to be some announcements about the future in 2022 and what we're going to do. Yoga online will continue, yoga in person will continue, and then there'll be some new things that we're adding in. So it's really exciting to have you here today, tomorrow, the next day, whenever you have the time in this space. We're having a lot of fun with the variety that we have now in the classes, so we're going to keep that going for sure. And, write me a message, leave me a comment. Don't be shy, don't be a stranger. Let me know what you want to see more of or less of or anything at all. And we'll get started from here. Since I'm standing up, that's how we're going to start today. We're going to do some salutations to the sun. It's just about time. And wow, I'll try not to get too like mushy-gushy about New Year and things like that. So let's think of the word. If you want to have a single word intention to lead you through class, maybe the word Svadyaya. If you're familiar with the Sanskrit, it's Svadyaya, or self-study in English, which could also be the word reflection. So there's just three options. I would say pick one that sounds best to you or pick something completely different. Svadyaya, self-study, reflection, and having the spirit of like curiosity and joy as we move through practice of just like spending time with ourselves on our yoga mats together. So with the feet close together or touching at the front of your yoga mat, you can stand with the eyes closed or gazing softly down the tip of the nose, wherever you feel tallest and longest through the spine. Let your hands just hang naturally by your side, soften the shoulders, begin to breathe deeply in and out of your nose. This is our Ujjayi Pranayama. Listening to the breath, creating consistency and rhythm as you inhale and as you exhale, fully, completely, deeply, and gently. The breath can be a true reflection of the self. Sometimes the breath becomes shallow if we're nervous or scared. Sometimes the breath just does its own thing, but if we can take this intention to the breath, reflection, self-study, Svadyaya, as we inhale, as we exhale, what we draw in and what we push out. Also engaging here, if you haven't already, Mula Bandha, pelvic floor drawing in and up. Uddiyana Bandha draws the lower abdominals towards the spine. Find length through the back of the neck, and if the eyes aren't open already, go ahead and open the eyes. We're going to go straight away into Surya Namaskar A. Flip the palms. As you inhale, reach your hands up over your head, look up at your thumbs, and then exhale, reach forward, maybe bend your knees as you fold hands towards the shins or the floor in front of you. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine. Long inhale here, and then exhale as you walk or hop back through plank, bending the elbows, dropping the knees, coming all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest, open the heart, super nice. Take your time, be gentle. Exhale, downward facing dog. And especially in this first down dog, take it easy, bend the knees, walk out the feet. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Encourage the head to hang towards the floor heavy. Breathing deep and gentle for 2 more of your own breaths here, in and out of the nose. Just checking in. When you are ready, when you complete those breaths, the next inhale, look forward to walk or hop the feet forward to the hands where you started. Exhale, nose hangs down towards your knees. Inhale, reach the hands up over the head, flip the palms, maybe look up at the thumbs as they come together. Exhale, hands back down by the sides, stretch all the way through the fingertips. Nice. We're gonna do 2 more. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time, full exhale. Next inhale, look forward. So take your time, bend your knees, long spine. Exhale, walk or hop the feet back to plank, bending the elbows, keeping them close as you lower down all the way. Inhale, lift the chest, keep the shoulders relaxed. Exhale, down dog. Remember, you can take your child's pose if you like, or your hands on your knees, breathing in and out of the nose here. Monday fun day, for me at least. You know how you have a fun day? You just take whatever day it is and add fun day to the end of it. So like Thursday fun day, Sunday fun day, that's an obvious one. Monday fun day is an obvious one, but you can do Tuesday fun day. Words of wisdom. Next inhale, look forward, bend your knees to walk or hop the feet forward to the hands. Exhale, drop nose to knees, head hangs heavy, full exhale. Inhale to rise up, use Mula Bandha to ground at the tailbone, lift at the fingers. Exhale, hands by the side, Samastitihi, final Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands towards the floor. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel back through plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, roll the shoulders back as you lift the chest forward and up. Exhale, down dog, 5 breaths in and out of the nose. Where can you find space for a reflection, Svadyaya or self-study today? Maybe just starting with the breath, scanning the body, feeling the fingers spread wide, the palms flat on the floor, finding spaces for connection. If you've been counting your breath, after 5, you can move forward. Otherwise, take your next inhale, look up to walk or hop your feet. Exhale, nose towards your knees. Very good. Inhale, rise up, hands come up overhead. Look at the thumbs. Exhale, hands by your sides, Samastitihi. You're going to walk your feet hip width apart or wider than the hips, but keep them parallel at the inside edges, so they're still toes facing forward. And then from here, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale to lift your chest up. If taking a back bend doesn't feel good, just think about lifting your chest up, pulling in at your belly so this back bend doesn't happen, but opening through the chest. Interlace the fingers, drop the knuckles, maybe take a little more back bend if it feels good. We're just going to stay for 1 or 2 breaths. The head can drop back. Try not to crunch into your toes. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back through a neutral spine. And as you hinge at the hips, bend at the knees. So your hips go back, your knees bend down, your ribs will come close to your thighs, and the hands can come up over the head. So this is where the feet can come nice and wide. I like my midsection to like hang in between my legs and even rest on top of my thighs. So my knees are bent. I can relax more in the shoulders and the neck here. We'll stay for a couple of breaths, deep and gentle. If it's too much in the shoulders, keep your hands close to your tailbone. Jai Pranayama, self-study, Svadyaya. And then bringing the gaze forward first, allow the hands to meet the tailbone, release the bind at the fingers and bring the hands close to the floor. We're going to try a twist from here. So I'm keeping the same bend in my knees that I had that whole time, just planting the left hand in front of the feet on the floor in front of me, and then pushing into that left hand. Either bring your right hand to your hip as you look up over the shoulder, or reach your right hand to the sky. If naturally any of your legs decide to straighten out, that's fine, but really planting firmly into the left hand while opening and reaching high through the right, whether the hand is on the hip, gazing over that shoulder. One more breath here. With your next exhale, draw right hand down to replace the left and twist the other direction. Maybe left hand to the hip as you twist. Maybe left hand to the sky. Whatever feels good here. Staying active and aware. A practice of self-study and reflection. I think it's a fun way to self-study, to do yoga. That's why I keep doing it. And then exhale both hands down to the floor and gently plant the hands, walk or hop the feet back through plank and come all the way down to laying on your belly. As you come down, top the feet to the floor, stack the hands under the forehead and get comfortable on your hips and your legs here. Maybe wiggle the hips side to side. If it feels good to bend the knees and tick-tock those feet side to side, go ahead and start. Check in with your breath. We're going to do a little bit more warm up through some upper body work through, I'll call them a reverse chaturanga. So option to stay on the knees or to come up onto the tips of the toes. Let's see what happens as we bring the feet hip width on the floor behind us. Start with the tops of the feet down and then just draw the hands back by the chest or even the top of the rib cage, the middle of the rib cage. The elbows might be over the wrist. See where you feel comfortable here, open through the chest, and then you can go ahead and drop the forehead, tuck the toes, even if you're going to leave the knees on the floor. And let's all come up to a half plank. So leaving the knees down, just start to straighten your arms like a little push-up with the knees on the floor. So this is option one. Option two is flexing into the heels and lifting the hips a little bit higher for a full plank. So half plank, knees down, full plank the other way. Everybody come back to the belly, bend the elbows. We'll call that the warm up to the warm up. Next, inhale, lift back to a half or high plank. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. Inhale forward, come back to high plank or half. Exhale all the way down. Inhale back up. Exhale down dog, hands at the hips. Inhale plank or half. Exhale all the way down. Adding up dog, flip the toes, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale back down. One more round, tuck the toes, inhale, high plank or half. Exhale, down dog, long, slow breaths. Inhale, come forward, high or half plank. Exhale, bend the elbows to come down. Flip the toes and lift the chest on the inhale. Exhale, come down. Remember, Mula Levanta. Last round, inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high or half plank. Exhale, elbows bend to come down. Inhale, up dog. Let's go and exhale, child's pose. Hands can reach overhead, or it might feel good on this one after that shoulder work to bring the hands back by the feet. Notice any sensations of prana, of energy moving through the body, the shoulders, the breath, the spirit, the mind, the word, self-study, Svadyaya, reflection. And then we'll continue from here to warm up, as I said, with the legs and some twisting. So bringing the hands overhead if they aren't there already. Inhale up to your hands and your knees. We'll take some cat and cow motions here. So from tabletop, inhale, chest comes forward through the shoulders, looking up. Open the throat and the chest. As you exhale, reverse that motion. The mid-back comes high, head and tailbone drop down low. Full breath, inhale through, opening the front side of the body, maybe gazing up, relax the face. Exhale, opposite direction. Tailbone drops down towards the floor. Pull the belly towards the spine. Couple more here. Follow your own movement, your own breath. If you decide to move side to side a little bit or twist around at all here, you could start to circle out the shoulders and the hips a little bit more, whatever feels good. Find center whenever you feel ready, stacking hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. And then when you feel balanced here, extend the right leg back, either parallel with the floor, flexing the foot, or big toe on the floor like a kickstand, your choice. Pull the belly in, lengthen the spine, and add in the left hand if you want to. Same thing, you can leave the left fingertips on the floor if you like that variation. Lengthen through the spine, soften through the shoulders. One more breath here. A little bit of strengthening as we exhale, left hand back to the floor. Tuck the left toes. Keep that right foot lifted or lift it for the first time. We're going to exhale back to a down dog. Right leg is high. One breath in three-legged dog with the left leg on the floor. Right foot is high. Next, inhale, look forward. Bring the right knee to the chest as you step right foot between the hands and come up to a high lunge. You can take low lunge too if you want to leave the left knee on the floor. Right knee stacks over right ankle. The hands can come high overhead. They can rest at heart center or hips. We'll stay here breathing and lifting from the center of our gravity through the top of our head. And then I'll recommend for this next one, we all put our left knee down, even if it's lifted already. Ooh, that feels hard. Hands to heart center and twist. So it's left elbow towards that right knee as you press the palms, open the chest. You could also put the left hand on the floor and the right hand on the knee if that feels more spacious. Breathing in and out of the nose in whatever variation you found. Definitely our deepest twist so far. Use an inhale, gaze forward, plant both hands down around that right foot and step right knee back to a low plank next to the left, shoulders over wrists. Next, exhale, bend the elbows, take a little push up. Inhale, lift the chest, relax the shoulders. Exhale, back downward facing dog. From here, come up onto your tippy toes, lift your heels high, stretching those feet as you bend the knees, coming back to tabletop. Here we are, tabletop, side two. So extending left leg back, you can keep the big toes on the floor or lift the foot, flexing that left heel. Once you have the balance, the option to add in right hand, fingertips forward or hand lifted parallel with the floor and the long spine. Don't forget to breathe. Awesome. So from here, everyone can put that right hand down, tuck the right toes under, and if the left foot isn't lifted, we're going to try to lift it now. Three-legged dog, up and back, left leg high, right foot on the floor. One big breath here. Moving and breathing together with Vinyasa. Exhale, knee to chest, stepping the left foot forward between the hands, coming to high lunge, side two. Remember the option to drop the right knee if you want to. Hands can be at hips, heart, or head. Gaze is comfortable in the neck, so you could look forward or you could look up at your thumbs. Don't forget Mula Bandha, so drawing in and up at the pelvic floor. If the back knee is lifted, we're going to, with intention, slowly bring that knee down. Nice big stretch. Untuck the back toes and twist. Hands to heart center and then right elbow towards left knee or right hand flat on the floor gives you a little more space, less twist. Listen to your body, listen to your spine. You don't want to over twist, you want to twist in a way that feels great. I was talking in class this morning, the pranayama class, about why It's important to know to not eat like a ton of food and then do yoga right away. Like wait at least 1 hour or a little bit longer after you eat the food. This is one of those reasons, this posture right here. It feels so good if your belly's not totally full of a fresh meal. Just wait a little bit. It'll feel better, trust me. Inhale, look forward. Unwind, do Shavasana instead, right after you eat a meal. Hands to the floor, maybe put your feet up the wall. Bring both knees back. Low plank as you exhale, elbows bend, chaturanga. Inhale, lift up dog or cobra. Your choice, down dog or child's pose for 5 breaths now, in and out of the nose. Hopefully our bodies are feeling warm. Check in with Svadyaya, self-study or reflection as you breathe here. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands backwards towards the feet. So walk the hands back. If you're not in down dog, just make your way there and walk the hands back towards the feet for a standing forward fold. So the option, I have the length in my hamstrings. I can have the legs straight, or the option to bend the knees here, whatever feels better. That thigh to rib cage connection, thigh to belly connection we talked about before, whatever works. Feet hip width or wider here, and then any forward fold that feels really good because we're going to stay for like 2 whole minutes. And breathing in and out of the nose, you can find stillness here, or you can move around a little bit. You can shake out the head and the neck, whatever feels good. See how long you can make your inhale and your exhale last. Draw out the breath. Svadyaya, self-study, reflection. Anything you want to do with the hands, imagine the head getting heavier and heavier, dropping down towards the ground. No matter how far away it is, there's a gravitational attraction between your head and the floor, your head in the center of the earth, if you will. 1 more minute here, trying to enjoy every moment of every inhale and every moment of every exhale. Try to track 3 of your deepest breaths so far, in and out of the nose. Focusing the mind, staying concentrated on the practice. Every time the mind wanders, just bring it back. As you finish up your breaths here, know that there's really no rush to transition. When you do feel ready, we'll be moving back towards that downward facing dog shape. So walking the hands forward, getting to a place where you can press down into the palms, backing up into the hips, feel the length through the hamstrings. And we'll move through half vinyasa. So inhale, look at your hands, walk or hop your feet forward. Exhale your nose down towards your knees. Inhale, rise up, reach the hands up over the head. And then exhale, come to stand with your hands by your sides. It was too fast for me to come up. I got a little bit lightheaded, but take your time to adjust to this upright position. And then super gentle, we're going to come to stand on one foot. I'll just turn this way for now. So standing on the left foot, toes face same direction as your gaze. The right tippy toes come to the floor and you can turn the knee out. So this is really good if you're just starting to learn how to stand on one foot, is to not take the other foot all the way off. Just come to the tippy toe and you can work with like, can I touch my ankle? Back to the floor. less wobbling is better. So if you can build that stability into the practice from the beginning, maybe foot to the calf. If it feels okay on your knee and your hips, I'll challenge you to cross the right ankle over the left, above the left knee, and start to bend that left knee. So now I'm sitting down into an imaginary chair, and my right ankle is kind of flexed over my left leg. Hands can be at prayer. You can have your hands at your hips. Wherever you end up is totally great. I'm just going to turn this way now so you can keep watching. Something important. So if you're sinking down into the hips, keep sinking down as far as you're comfortable. If you're standing straight up in any of these other variations, stay there. Enjoy. Again, hands at heart or hands at hips. Some people like hands overhead. Breathing in and out of the nose. And then as you inhale, lengthen out. Everybody reach your hands up over your head. And then unstep your right foot and step it back behind you, coming into a triangle shape with the legs. So you don't have to come super far back. But as you flatten down your right heel, open your hips and your arms for triangle. So my left foot is still facing forward. My right foot's following out to an angle. Arms are wide to a T and shoulders are soft. Engage the thighs with intention and exhale your left hand towards your left leg, right hand towards the sky. There's always the option to leave the right hand on the hip instead of reaching it up to the sky. So you might land at your shin or your ankle with that left hand. You might grab that big toe if you like that Ashtangi grip, or put your left hand on a block, the floor. Find your breath here, Uddita Trikonasana. If you need to bend the left knee, soften the knee. Feel free to soften your knees anytime it feels like that might help. Softening means just bending them a little bit, adding a little bit more control and stability if you need it. Otherwise, really strong through the quads, even through the feet. Next, inhale, we're going to rise up, arms are wide. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. And as you inhale, feet are parallel or touching. Reach your hands up over your head. Grab onto your left wrist and lean over to the right side. So you're pulling your left side body gently, longly, lovingly, stretching the left side as you lean to the right. Maybe lift the chin, gazing towards that left elbow or the left wrist. Inhale back through center. We're going to do side two now. So grab right wrist, lean over to the left side, stretching second side body, maybe opening the chest by lifting the chin and the gaze. Remember Mula Bandha, self-study. And then inhaling, coming back through center, hands are high. Exhale, release the hands back down by the sides. So now we're going to come right into that practice on side two also. Standing on the right foot, opening the left knee. You can leave big toe on the floor or try to slide that foot to the ankle or calf. Next level, we'll be flexing that left ankle over above the right knee as you sink into the hips or stay standing. Wherever you end up is perfect. Hands can be at heart, hips, or overhead. A steady gaze is helpful here. My knee's a little bit wobbly on this side, so only go as far as you really feel you can be balanced. Spreading the weight evenly through that standing foot is good. Mula Bandha helps a million times. And then from here, we'll try to inhale, lift the hands, lengthen out through the front of the body, and step that left foot back behind, coming to a triangle shape. Can do what you need to do. So I'm stepping my front foot forward a bit, open the arms and the hips towards the long edge of the mat. Right foot still points straight ahead. Left foot has flattened out at an angle. And then gently exhale your way into triangle on side two. Right hand to the ankle or the knee or the toe, anywhere in between. Find your breath. Wait for your own breath. So we're moving and breathing in sync. As you inhale, lift your body up from here. And then exhale, hands to the hips and step forward. Whew. Feet together, Atsamastiti. Nice. I feel like I missed something on that side. We did triangle. Oh no, we did everything. Perfect. Hands by the sides, vinyasa. Inhale, hands come up. Ooh, nice recovery. Exhale, hands to the floor. We stood on one foot, we did triangle, and we already did the side body stretch. That's what I was thinking. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk or hop the feet. I mixed it up on purpose and tricked myself. Inhale, up dog. And then your choice, down dog or child's pose. Let's say 3 breaths. Ooh, and then you'll have a good standing sequence. If by the end of your standing sequence, you're like, I feel a little bit hungry. And then having a full belly after yoga is like the best. Anyway, so from hands and knees or from a down dog, you can inhale, walk or hop your feet through to seated. Bring both legs out in front of you, flexing through the ankles and just I like to bend and straighten my knees, wiggle my feet side to side, maybe massage the legs here, whatever feels good. Show some love and find comfort in your seat for a traditional Paschimottanasana forward fold. First step is intentionally flexing through the feet. You can always bend the knees if you need to. Stick something under there if it feels good. And then gently, hands either on the thighs, knees, shins, or ankles. Maybe hold the feet. One inhale, look forward, lengthen the front of the body as you exhale forward. Fold, head hangs heavy towards the legs in front of you. Breathe deeply in and out of the nose here. As you inhale, look forward, long spine again. Exhale to release your hands, bringing them now behind the body so that you're leaning back onto your hands. The fingers spread wide, the palms are flat, so somewhere pretty comfortable here. You can stay in this variation or bend your knees, walk the feet hip width apart as they come flat to the floor. Gently draw the belly towards the spine and lift the hips up, drop the head back. Again, any variation you like, hands on the floor behind you, fingers spread wide. Next, exhale, hips lower down if they're not there already. Chin comes to the chest. We're all going to bring the feet together, knees wide for Baddha Konasana. Again, you can support the knees with any props you need, or just hold onto them with your own hands around the shin. If you want to take a forward fold here, it's still hinging at the hips with control with the breath. Using a few breaths to come down, maybe taking one inhale again halfway to look forward, lengthen. Exhale, let the head hang. You can still let the head hang even if you're seated in an upright variation of this posture. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes. So I'm inserting just a couple of 2-minute holds in here. Just a couple, which is more like 10 breaths. So a lot of my vinyasa classes are paced like an Ashtanga class, which is closer to 5 long, deep breaths per posture with flowing in between. But it's nice to get what I'll call a double time hold in here. It does feel a little bit longer when you get used to the other flow, and that's a nice thing to reflect on, to study in yourself. Svadyaya. it's already 1 minute gone. So we'll be here for 1 more minute. Make any adjustments you need. Be true to yourself. Listen to your breath and your body. Breathing deeply in and out of the nose with a simple intention to inhale and exhale. Gently rise, if you haven't already, with an inhale. Exhale, use your hands to help bring the knees together and the feet flat. And then from here, we're going to hug around the shins, or you can grab behind the knees wherever you have access to. Inhale, lift the top of the head super duper high, and then exhale, chin towards the chest, forehead towards the knees. We'll close the eyes if it feels good. Turn inwards for another moment or two. And then we'll welcome our next little bit of flow. So from here, we're going to place ourselves tailbone more or less in the center of our yoga mat. We'll find a little bit of balancing, and then we will recline all the way back down onto our back. So we want to have space for that. Again, I'll instruct all of us if we can reach towards the back of the knees to go there. You can always put a strap behind the knees if you can't reach there yourself, and then the strap would be behind the knees. So from wherever you're at, engaging with the back of the knees, we'll lift the feet off of the floor and just hover here. If you're having a hard time lifting the feet off of the floor, you can try just lifting one foot at a time, and you'll stay here lifting one foot and then the other. If you can have both, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more, just think about lifting the chest first and then leaning back with a neutral spine, and you'll kind of counter the weight by moving the feet forward. And come anywhere you like. Maybe lift the feet a little bit more. You'll feel different amounts of engagement here. So wherever you like to end up is perfect. If the legs are extending, remember to keep them together. Eventually, you might be able to release the legs and straighten them out. This is called Navasana. If the hands are released, bring them back to the knees. Everybody bend the knees. Bring the feet flat but wide again, and bring the hands back for that reverse tabletop we did before, lifting the chest. Totally optional to draw the belly in as you lift the hips up. One full breath in and out of the nose. And then exhaling, the hips will return to the floor. We'll go right back to lifting the feet, either one at a time, or holding the knees with the feet and knees together, or extending into any amount of Navasana with the hands reaching parallel to the floor. Shoulders are low, chest is high, belly draws in. 3 more breaths. From here, you can take that same bent knee, reverse tabletop, or you can try keeping the legs and knees together, legs straight, and taking a reverse plank, lifting the hips and dropping the head. Purvottanasana, 1 full breath. Everyone will use an exhale to return the hips if they were lifted. We'll return to that same starting point, hands behind the knees for 1 more round, either lifting 1 foot at a time, both feet together, or extending, your choice. 5 full breaths in and out of the nose, listening to your body. Monday, Sunday. And then from here, we're gonna lay all the way down. So I like to bend the knees, hold behind the knees to help roll down the spine. You can walk the hands as you go. Take your time, reach your hands over your head, reach your toes in the opposite direction, stretch long, reaching through fingertips to toe tips, still breathing deeply in and out of the nose. And then hugging both knees to the chest or grabbing behind the hamstrings. Can roll around a little bit or find stillness here, whatever feels good. We'll take a spinal twist next, which should feel really good after that little bit of core work. So starting with the left leg on the mat in front of you, you can either put your left foot on the ground or you can straighten your left leg, flexing the left heel in front. Hug the right leg towards you. So you might grab the shin behind the knee or start to walk the hand down towards the back of the calf or ankle. Any option here with the right leg in front of you, lifted. I like to take one breath, totally optional to lift and lower the head, rounding the spine, and then putting the head back down. It makes my spine feel a little longer once my head is back on the floor. Take one more breath here. And then using the left hand, either a straight leg or a bent knee on that right side, you're gonna guide the right leg over to the left side of your body, twisting through the spine. Right hand can fall on your hip, or you can reach your right arm out to the right side, open like a bird, a T shape through the chest. Any variation of a twist that feels good. Breathing in and out of the nose, maybe the gaze falls over the right shoulder. A few deep and gentle Ujjayi breaths here. And then rolling back to center. One more stretch on this side. So we'll be crossing this right leg kind of in front of the body like pigeon. You're letting the right knee go to the right side, the right foot goes to the left side. And then the left knee comes up behind that right ankle. So we have right ankle over left knee, and we'll draw that in towards us, either hugging around the left shin or interlacing the fingers behind the left knee, ankle to knee, knee to chest. We did this standing on one leg, but that was super hard. Now we're doing it laying on our back. Hopefully it feels really good. You'll see I'm kind of like massaging my low back in circles just by rolling around on the floor, one of my favorite things to do. Now that I'm in this state of reflection, that becomes very clear. I like to roll around on the floor. Svadyaya, self-study. Go ahead and release the left foot and the right foot. Let's tick-tock the knees side to side just to even out through the hips a little bit before we move to side two. Next time you come through center, extend the right leg long and draw the left knee towards the chest, either keeping the knee bent or bringing your hands behind the knee, behind the calf, whatever feels good. You don't have to straighten the left leg or the right leg. Right foot could be flat on the floor. Remember that option. Also the option to lift and lower the head one time here, finding a little bit of extra length through the back of the neck as you bring it to rest on the floor again. And then from here, we're going to twist. So the left leg comes to the right side of the body in whatever form feels best today. Twisting to gaze maybe over the left shoulder, or you can gaze up at the ceiling above you, the sky above you, the heavens above you, the stars above you, the planets above you, whatever you see that might be out there above you. How that reflects in ourselves. Some people call it a higher self. Higher meaning above. One more breath here, twisted on the floor. Feels so good. And then we're going to inhale back through center and take ankle to knee, knee to chest on side two. So bending the left leg in front and then catching the left ankle with the right knee. You're bringing the right knee to the chest, by interlacing the fingers around the shin or behind the knee. Left ankle over right knee towards the chest. Anything that feels good here on side 2. Can gently release both feet down to the floor, either wiggle out the hips or tuck the knees side to side, whatever feels good. We're going to do your choice of bridging or back bend. So really bridging, you don't have to quote unquote bend the back much because you flatten your low back, neutral spine, and then just lift that neutral spine up by lifting the hips, not necessarily bending the back, right? So that's one option. If you want to go into a more back bended form, you would bring maybe the hands by the ears to start, checking the shoulder flexibility, lifting the hips with a neutral spine, really engaging the core, the feet, the hands, and then coming to top of the head or hands, your choice. Wherever you end up in bridge or back bend, stay for 5 of your own deep breaths. And then when you return to the floor, you can roll gently down through the spine with control and relax by either hugging knees to chest or bringing them side to side. If you just completed one bridge or back bend, I'll invite you to take one more practice, 5 more breaths. If you're still on your first practice, you can stay there for as long as you're comfortable. Let's enjoy this time playing on the floor, exploring in Svadyaya, self-study, listening to the breath. When you finish your second or final round of bridging or back bending, take your time. I'd like to give us time to have our feet elevated so you can stay laying on the floor after hugging the knees in, or maybe even actually, here's your first option for feet elevated. This is a revelation. You could pick happy baby because look, my feet are up higher than my knees. My knees are a little bit higher than my hips. Everything's elevated. So maybe start in happy baby. I'll start to talk about the other options. If any of them sound good, you can go there. We'll stay with our feet elevated for at least 3 minutes when I'm done talking. So from here, you could stay here forever, or you could just lift the feet up. Imagining there's kind of like a mock wall holding you in alignment here with the hips over the heels over the hips and the hands just by the side, like a pre-shavasana with the feet up. So that's an option. If you have a little table or a chair, you could do a bent knees option. My heels would be resting on an imaginary footrest. So it could be like a stool, a table, a chair, a bed, something low to the ground that you can just rest your feet on. Or you can do what I'm going to do and slide your mat up to a wall and do actual legs up the wall or any inversion practice of your choice. Again, I said 3 minutes today, so think of this as your time before Shavasana to do exactly what you want to do. If putting your feet up is not what you'd like to do for the next 3 minutes, maybe it's even in that happy baby variation, you might choose to do something else. So listen to your body, breathe deeply in and out of the nose. Remember your intention, whether it was Svadyaya, self-study, reflection, or if you chose something different. And then focus on that single word intention. Listen to your breath, listen to your body for 3 minutes here, treating it as your pre-Shavasana time to turn inwards, to scan, to be ultra awake and ultra aware. Keeping Ujjayi breath going for this final bit of practice today. Maybe the Ujjayi breaths become longer, more patient, but still full, deep, and gentle. Bring the mind back anytime it wanders away. Back to intention, back to the breath, back to your body. Three more of your deepest breaths so far, wherever you're at. The option to use these three breaths in decision or intention to stay where you are for Shavasana. The difference will be that we will release the breath, the body, and the intention as we drift into Shavasana. But if you're in a position that feels good, a shape that feels comfortable, you can stay as you are. If you'd like to kind of roll to one side and move your body into a more traditional Shavasana, laying flat on the floor, either with or without props on your side, back, or belly. I just did like a ninja roll to get there, but whatever feels good. You can take any amount of time and space that you need to find your way to Shavasana. But as I mentioned, once you arrive there, first we're releasing the body. So we want the body to be in a space where it feels really supported by the floor below, any other props that you need, and then scan the body to soften and release. Same with the breath. So now we release the Ujjayi pranayama, no more control over the breath, just let it become automatic. You can only observe now, so just watching the breath, letting go of even needing to control it. It just releases and will do its own thing. You can kind of be the observer. And with that idea of observation, you can bring that to the mind as well, just observing breath and body as you release intention here. Maybe stating it one more time before letting it out into the world around you, to something above yourself, something higher. That intention maybe was Svadyaya, self-study, reflection, or something different. And then allowing that to go and focusing on just observation, watching breath, body, and mind for a few minutes in Shavasana today. Gently allow some awareness to come back into observation if it's not there already, observing the mind, observing the breath, observing the body, not changing, just noticing, watching, maybe absorbing how it feels to be in this state of observation, awareness, stillness, knowing that this stillness, this space for reflection and self-study will remain outside of this time we've taken to practice today. Know that you can stay here for as long as you want. You don't have to continue listening to my voice. You can stay as you are, where you are, for as much time as you need. When you do feel ready to make your return, taking your mind from awareness into intention. So moving the body and the breath and the mind mindfully into a way that you can start to stretch, wiggle, and awaken the muscles, bones, the joints, the energy in the body to serve you through the rest of your day, your night, your week, your weekend, wherever you're at. Knowing that you can always come back to this place of self-study, of reflection, intention, Svadyaya. And in that, knowing that you might want to roll over to one side as you bring yourself back to movement through breath and body, movement over to one side, eventually movement all the way to a seated position, but there's really no rush to get there. As I mentioned, take your time, and if you feel ready, navigate back to a seated space with the eyes closed or gazing down the tip of the nose, the hands resting in the lap or the palms coming to join in Anjali Mudra in front of heart center in closing. I'll finish with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, hoping that self-reflection is peaceful when it can be, knowing that peace isn't always easily found in the self, but if we start there, it may be more easily found in other places as well. So thank you for practicing with me today. You can join me in mantra to close if you like. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Thank you for being you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for doing yoga. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for leaving a comment. Thank you for everything that you do. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to send me an email, that's even more fun when I get emails. And if you want to come visit, look, we have all these surfboards ready for you to try, big to small. You start with those big ones in the back, make your way down. And I really hope to hear from you soon. Happy Monday or whatever fun day you're having today. Adios, amigos.